This is a resolution commending Commander Keith Scott for 35 years of service to the County of San Luis Obispo. Whereas Commander Keith Scott began his career with the County of San Luis Obispo Sheriff's Office in January 1990 as a cadet. And whereas he graduated as top cadet from the Sheriff's Academy and was promoted to deputy sheriff in May 1990. As a deputy sheriff on patrol, he worked most of his patrol career at the Sheriff's Coast Station in Los Osos and held various positions such as being a member of the Sheriff's Special Enforcement Detail, lead Baton instructor, and one of the first members of the Sheriff's Bicycle Patrol Team. And whereas in August of 2001, he was promoted to senior deputy, serving as a field training officer at the Sheriff's Coast Station and was selected to be a detective assigned to the Sheriff's Narcotics Unit. And whereas in January 2012, he was then promoted to sergeant, working in the watch commander's office before being assigned to the Sheriff's Coast Station as a patrol sergeant before transitioning to the Sheriff's Gang Task Force as a supervisor. And whereas in December 2017, Keith Scott was promoted to commander. In his new assignment, Commander Keith Scott was assigned to the Sheriff's North Station Templeton, and over the years, he has overseen various units such as the Detective Division, the Headquarters Division, the Sheriff's South Station in Oceano, and the Civil Division. He has also overseen and developed the Mutual Aid and Public Safety Team, the Sheriff's Unmanned Aerial Systems Team, and the Sheriff's Wellness Program, which includes the Peer Support Team and Chaplaincy. And whereas Commander Keith Scott is an outstanding representative of the Sheriff's Office and to the communities we serve, now therefore be it resolved and ordered by the Board of Supervisors of the County of San Luis Obispo, State of California, that Commander Keith Scott is hereby commended for his outstanding 35 years of service to the County of San Luis Obispo Sheriff's Office, his dedication to the community and the county's mission. Be it also resolved that he will be missed, and we wish him the best of health, happiness, and good fortune in his retirement. Thank you, Commander.
Well, thank you, Sheriff Ian Parkinson, Sheriff Corner, and of course, the infamous Commander Keith Scott. A few things that I just want to mention about Keith. First, I've known Keith that entire 35 years. And as a matter of fact, I was at San Luis PD when he was out of the academy, and I made a big effort to recruit him over to San Luis PD. Thank God I didn't. He ignored me. He's been an outstanding person, human being, commander, employee, and anything Keith does, he goes completely in. The last thing you mentioned about peer support, Keith has taken that to a whole new level and been deeply involved in that, and it's extremely important during these times. The amount of stress that our employees go through, the things they have to see, having that function did not exist when I started. And I think over the years, people have paid the price for not having that. But Keith has done an amazing job with that, and that's kind of par for the course with Keith. The last thing I'll mention is that we're gonna miss Keith. We're gonna miss his fancy suits and clothes. If you haven't seen Keith, he's right off the cover of GQ magazine. So the style is gonna go with him. I'm sure he's still gonna wear that, but he's gonna be missed, and thank you, Keith, for all you've done for the community and the Sheriff's Office.
Thank you so much. Good morning to the board, and thank you for the resolution. Okay. How do I provide a synopsis, a glimpse into, or a verbal tour of a 35-year career with the San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office? A career where I was blessed and fortunate to traverse through the ranks as deputy, senior deputy, sergeant, commander. And while occupying those ranks, I did become bike patrol deputy, undercover narcotics, 17-year member with SED or SWAT, supervising sergeant for gang task force commander and detectives, and had collateral assignments with the K-9 unit, mobile field force, mutual aid team, as well as the drone team. I also helped and develop, facilitate something that I was proud of, was the Sheriff's Office Unity Committee, which was a community-based kind of group, and we worked on problems during a tumultuous time in 2020, 2021. I have experienced successes, but the common denominator of all these things in all these circumstances were the people. Without the people that I work with or that supported me, it just wouldn't have been the same. People that I've worked with in sheriff's office, allied agencies, partners, the public, I call them the beauty and the chaos. We wear many hats in law enforcement, and most of the times we really don't have the opportunity to refuse or say no. For instance, if I was standing before Goliath and he was ready to pounce on his potential victims, I do not have the opportunity or the option to say, hey, ma'am, sir, I'm sorry, but my courage is on back order and I won't be able to deal with this today. Or my bravery is at a low limit and I just won't be able to, approach this situation. No, we must act and be problem solvers. We not only experience our individual lives, but we vicariously experience the lives of those we serve, if only for a moment. I have truly enjoyed my 35 years of service. I have many memories that produce a myriad of emotions, but mostly smiles. I have approached my career with a selfless attitude and with the desire to always make things better than when I acquired them. Did I contribute to making this organization better? Did I contribute and invest in individuals to make them better? Did I stand in the gap and come forward to make the community better? I can say with a moral certainty and a very humble confidence, yes, I did. In conclusion, I must first thank God for his blessings and protection, my wife, and best friend for supporting me, listening to me, vent, and pushing me to do my best. To my children, Brianna, Jordan, and Lexi, to my family, and to Sheriff Ian S. Parkinson, his middle name is Scott, by the way, I think, who promoted me to sergeant and commander and allowed me to be innovative and to lead in the manner that I do, so I can be a little scary. And to all of you that I've worked with, I really appreciate every one of you. And I will miss being a deputy sheriff and in law enforcement, but I do look forward to my future and the next chapters. So thank you.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Any further comments coming from the audience? All right, we'll bring it back to the board and Supervisor Pashon.
Thank you, Commander, for all you did, and especially for the North County. I appreciated working with you all those years.
You are clearly an incredible individual whom I wish I had come to know, but all the best to you and thank you for your service.
Supervisor Gibson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's been my pleasure to know now Commander Scott only over about half of his career. I've known of him most of that time, and I can certainly confirm that the overall style rating of the sheriff's office is going way down when he retires. But I think as I was thinking back, where I actually intersected Sergeant Scott a bit was when he was out at Coast Station. And what I was always struck by was his remarkable sense of calm, his presence and his calmness. And as I think about it, I actually probably didn't interact with Sergeant Scott all that many times in his time at Coast Station. And that's probably related to the fact that things stayed calm out there thanks to your leadership. So that's a good thing. I'm sorry we hadn't had more chance to talk. But let me finish by saying that knowing just a bit about the work of the Unity Committee in a remarkably stressful time in this county, I know your calmness was there in full display, and I thank you for that and for your career, and wish you the very best in your retirement, sir.
Supervisor Paulding.
I too want to thank you for your public service to this county, Commander. It was a pleasure working with you when you were in the South Station in Oceano. Having had the pleasure of reading this resolution, you obviously have a very long and distinguished career, and you should be proud of that. And I wish you the best in retirement.
And I want to add my congratulations to you and best wishes for the future. And I can tell you're going to be doing other exciting things, but I really want to note that we appreciate how you shared today on what it is to be out there every day and, you know, having to have that presence and maintaining all of that in the light of you don't know what's going to come at you. Good, bad, indifferent, in either any direction it comes. And I think that's really critical for us to hear that and understand that, and for the public to understand that, how challenging that could be to pick yourself up every day when things may not be going right at home, or things might be going in a different direction physically or whatever. And so just, you know, thank you for recognizing your fellow associates and all the work that goes into protecting our community, and that your contribution is very much valued and appreciated. Congratulations.